Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about America last. Do you have any sympathy with her? I mean, do you think Congress has got this right or wrong?
Well, look, I think that we need to back up a second and look at what's actually the most important issue is, will this money make the difference that so many of the advocates and supporters say it will? And I will tell you unequivocally, it will not. The big problem for Ukraine is not another $60 billion, which is frankly very small in terms of the overall need. It's a manpower issue for Ukraine. And the other side of the equation is the growing capability on the Russian side. And this money will not change that any. So many, like J.D. Vance, the senator on the Senate side of the Republican Party, he wrote a piece in the New York Times last week, which laid out the math problem that there's not enough capacity. Even if you get the money, you're not going to have the number of artillery shells, interceptor missiles for air defense, et cetera. So people are going to be disappointed even if this passes. And I suspect it probably will pass, but then there's going to come the harsh wake up when the things actually start manifesting on the battlefield.
But isn't it the job of Ukraine's Western allies to solve that math problem that you set out, redouble their efforts to defeat Putin?
Well, see, the problem is it's not about will even. It's about physical capacity. You can't make the artillery shells any faster than we are right now. You can't make the interceptor missiles faster than we can right now. Russia, on the other hand, is. So it's really not even a matter of desire. It's a matter of physical capacity. So we can't do it.
So Putin wins then?
Well, that's what I've been arguing. When you take the emotions out of it, there is no rational path to Ukraine victory. Right now, there's not even a rational path to hanging on to what they have. And the more they go on these offensives and the more they really keep hope alive with this kind of things, all it's going to do is increase the cost on Ukraine in personnel and territory for the eventual end, which in my view is irrevocable.
Well, in that case, isn't Putin destined to march through Europe, to use the words of the House Speaker, Mike Johnson?
Yeah. No, he is dead wrong on that. And there is no capacity on his side to continue to go forward. You don't have to look any further than the victories that Russia's had in the last year or so over Bakhmut, over Avdiivka, and the difficulty they're having right now in Chasiv Yar. These are all small towns or villages, and it's taken him a lot of time and, all of his capacity just to get this part of the territory so far. The idea that he could go into Western Europe is just nonsensical. It physically can't do it. He doesn't have the logistics capacity. He doesn't have the air capacity, and he can't go on an attack into a 32-member alliance unless the thing goes nuclear, as evidenced by the fact that more than 2 years, he's only been able to get about 20% of one country that has no military alliances or even an air force of any matter. So he can't do it no matter how even if he wanted to, right. He can't do it. And that should be, helpful to understand.
So where should US priorities lie now? I mean, is it still a blank check to Israel, for example? Should the US refocus on the threat from China? What's your view?
Yeah, there shouldn't be a blank check to Israel for many reasons, not the least of which was one of those segments you just aired before this one here. But what we should do is to acknowledge reality. I know nobody wants Ukraine to lose. Everybody in the West wants Russia to lose. But the fact is, on the ground, it's just not going to happen. So what we should do then is do the best we can to help Ukraine hang on to what it has and simultaneously doing the best to negotiate an end. That is the most humane and moral thing we can do.